Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Well, here we are, starting a new module. Yes, we start with this. What was it again? Or was that? Is it an interaction, maybe? Makes no sense. Where did we put that UI? Not this. No, 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 no. 2D elements, arena battle, content, interactions. There it is. Ah, this is XP, not exit. Be right back. I am back. Welcome, baby. I'm right now trying to find some of my designs, but I feel like I might have dreamt it. Where is it? Maybe I can figure out by just reading what's going on here with the rings. I feel like not enough. Oops. Yes. Keyboard? What I mean by keyboard. Oh my god, this... I could just assume things. Like when the outer ring is full once it is powered, what do we do about the middle and inner ring? The middle ring is powered, then it's always powered. And the inner ring is you can skip the island, maybe? Was it like that? I really don't remember, man. Where could I put the design idea? I feel like I did a design or thinking some kind of way. What is this? Doesn't matter. And what is this? Ah, yeah. Oh, I wrote a lot here. Räume. Ever? Ah, this is for the temple itself. Not sure about the fog anymore though, because I want to see the sky and the floor. If I cannot come up with some kind of fog that lets you see through, that's not an option. Maybe, I don't know, we will see. Okay, not what we were looking for. Did I even write anything? What is this? Huh? What is this? Interesting. I guess this was my first concept of the start area in T3 when I began to make the model, the dummy. But yeah, I don't see anything. I guess we have to think. Maybe I have some kind of concept offline. Let me check. Okay. So I found my little concept thing again. Let's see if I find anything useful here. And if not, we have to improvise, I guess. So to materialize, I don't care right now. Here. Concept for that. Element, single slot. Geometry for the competitor. Okay. And player choose world set. Ah, that thing. Openings. Okay. What is this? Like pattern. No, no. No. What is this? When did I write this? Interesting. Powerplane concepts. I remember having these concepts that they look so stick figure-y, and I asked Robin to make concepts out of them, and that's the concepts you saw in my streams. I saw nothing. Damn it. I really didn't write this down, apparently. Come on, there must be something somewhere. Nope. We don't have anything. Everything fell down. Guess I'm on my own then. My past monkey didn't help me out here. Maybe it did and I lost him. Okay. Well, guess we have to guess what we were meant to do with this. I have the rings and so on. And I know that when we power something and go back and come back, the outer ring resets, right? Can test this. We have the key now. And we have one energy. Put it in. Out. Go back home. Now if we look at it, we should not have the energy in. Yes. And add 3. We'll have the middle ring powered. It also allows us to go in. And if I go now, it should have one red thing, but it should not allow us to go through, if I'm correct. Yeah, we cannot enter. So in order to enter, we have to power it. But we can power it 4 more times. To have those middle rings full. And we could start to fill up the inside too. We go in. Now if we try to get to the exit without energy, without entering energy, we should be able to just go through. Because the middle ring is now filled up. As you can see, we can enter. And the last ring, which is not implemented yet, and we will need it for the world map, is for the fact that you can skip islands in the chain. So we could go ahead and fill that up too. We obviously need more energy. And it's filled. I guess we should not be able to power it anymore. As you can see, you just go in without the interface even showing. If I go back there now, we have no more interface, we just go through, which indicates that you can now skip it from the world map. I designed it this way because At some point, some islands are rather trivial to beat. And you always have to start from a hub world. So you have to go through the islands if you want to go to a certain island. But if you do it a lot of times, you might get bored. So I have a mechanic here that if you beat enough swarms and power up the exits, you can skip the island. You have to play around with the values, of course, that you maybe only need a certain amount of fights, not like 100, but maybe 10, 15, I'm not sure, to be able to skip the island. I am now rather certain that I designed it that way. Now the question is, how do we get that information out of here? Where is this information saved? Is it here? Collected island key array, and this is just an array. I guess we're filling it up here. You get the exit name and how much power it has. And then we can check. Which means we need these thresholds outside. Do I have a data table for this? For the exits. I do have a data table for the exits. Great, my past monkey self was thinking the same thing as my present monkey self. So we have the amount of energy we put into an exit, and we got the thresholds, so we could compare the exit with the current invested energy, and then build paths in the world map, which means we need some kind of data structure that links islands and exits with each other, so we know where they lead to. I mean, we have the destinations here. Now the thing is, if we make a world map, we could make it procedurally generated, as in we have like all of this information in the data table, and then we could just build it out of that. But I might want to design it handcrafted onto the board and have different positions for the islands, depending on what the actual art will look like. So we are in First island, exit 1, that leads to second islands. How do we know this exit is in first island? Do I now decide that the first part of the ID needs to be the world name? If you have a typo, tough luck or something. Oh, sorry. Okay, we know what kind of informations we have. Now to the drawing board. Okay, so the lower part is our starting area, and we have 5 islands in between, and then there's a hub area. Now the starting islands are rather mixed, and just want to teach you how the game works. But the next ones are different. I'm not sure about the amount of islands and so on, so bear with me. I know kinda what will go on up there. Not sure if we will have only 5 levels deep, but we will see that in the future. Now looking at this, I'm of course not sure, but we might roll with this at some point. You have 3 different shapes. of chains. One is a straightforward one is a forking one that joins in, and one is a forking one that leads to nothing. So I might take advantage of this and put in some secrets. Maybe at every single in-between hubs, there is one anomaly you can find, or you have to beat a puzzle or something, and then one of the dead-end islands maybe leads to a secret island. To have some kind of special function, as in you can only find this certain kind of orblings in that secret island. Something like that. But yeah, the gist of this is that these islands are themed. This side is fire with lightning. I'm not sure if they are sometimes upside down and so on, but normally the lower part should be the dark part, so cyan meaning lightning, and the light part is on top, which is red, fire. The middle path, I mean, there is no middle path because they will be like correctly separated. The middle one is the water and air part. And the right one is the earth crystal one. We have to be able to show this in the world map UI. So we have the starting area, we have the hubs, we have the training islands, or maybe normal islands, which has like neutral coloring or design or whatever. I'm not sure how to make them. And then we have the islands with two different what is it called? Elements. And of course, the connection between them. I guess when you start out, you jump into the islands and you see a world map. And I guess at the start it will be like this, right? This is what you would expect. This is the start area. And you would see one island. Maybe we could do some kind of question mark to indicate there is an exit there. Could we do it like that? If there are two exits, we have two question marks until you reach it. What do we do about secrets? How do we uncover secret paths? Like indicate that there is more to explore here. Should we? Should we make secrets truly secret? So many questions. What we should do is hide islands we didn't visit yet. I think. So hide unvisited islands. Okay. Do we indicate how many exits an island has? Or should we only show them if we actually found them? Do we have like a silhouette of the tree? Everything is just black? No. Whatever background that is not black. And anything that we uncover turns from black to the designed island. Or something. Some kind of icon. In my inner eye, I can see it, but I'm not sure if it should go this way. Tough decisions. Is it really tough, or am I just, how to say, undecisive? Thank you. Indecisive. I knew that the word sounded strange in my head. Something like this. Let's not indicate how many paths there are. Let's keep the islands there, but you don't know what island connects to which one. So you can explore up and you know, okay, I have some islands that I can visit. But you don't know if you are missing something on an exploration. For instance, maybe we have some kind of this. Whoops. Maybe we have some kind of pattern like this in a world where we have islands, a bunch of them. And you start here, and you find a path that goes here. And now in the world map you would be like, ah, okay, this is another fork, I know this. Then you search and search and search, you only find one exit. You take it, of course, because yeah, you know you can always return and find the second exit, whatever. You go in here, you do the thing here, you go in here, and all of a sudden there are 3 exits in this one. One of the exits leads back down. And so, even if you miss an island, you always know, okay, there must be some kind of path somewhere that I missed. And you can just explore. And hopefully, I showed you in another path that there are paths that go backwards too. Hopefully. Or maybe there's a interaction back at home where someone is like, oh man, I'm so confused going up, whatever. How do I get to that one island? And then another explorer is like, yeah, I know, I was like that in the beginning too, but there are some islands that gives you a path down and whatever. And then the other guy is like, what, amazing, and whatever, you know. Anyway, we should do it like this. Now the question is, do we show the whole tree? Or do we only show it until the next hub? Like, is it like this? I mean, I'm just doing some very, very fast scribbling here. Wait. Fine, but this is not fine. I'm like this. So on. Do we, if we start here, do we see the things up here too? Can we tease the player with, like, I don't know, if your selection is here, your screen would be maybe like this. And if you're in here, your screen is maybe like this. If you're here, it is like this. Maybe you always see a little bit on the top. So I might want to do the whole tree. Or if you're here, we actually hide away anything that comes past. Like this. What if we explore? What if we explored different areas? We see the whole tree. I mean, we start with the start area, and we have the function that we can skip things. So we might as well have the whole thing visible, right? Okay, let's write that down. Something like this. Now comes the other aspect, like informations on the screen. What do we see? Do we see the activation energy that has been spent on it? I don't want to show from the beginning how many exits there are. There another way here? What if you opened an exit and then you get some vague information about the island itself, like, hey, you're missing another path. But do we want this? Would it really help? I mean, it would help, but would it take away from the fun from exploring? For a completionist, it would be desirable to have this. But I think the completionist has enough hints that there are other islands to explore. Man. Not easy. Would it be too much information if I had numbers on paths? Would someone understand? What if I don't use numbers, but like some kind of colored light that fills up the path? You know what I mean? What if we have like 2 islands and there is connection, maybe not this thick, but just to show. And if you go in and activate the exit and power the middle ring once, and there are like 5 slots, maybe 1/5 is filled for the middle one. And if you add 5, then it is completely illuminated in this white light or something. If you then add another one, maybe it sparkled silvery until here. Half full would be until here, and if you have it completely, maybe it turns gold or something. And when it's gold, then if you're here, you can press up to go here. Now we have another problem here though. What would you do? What would you do? Why did this break everything? Wanted to make it big here. What would you do if you have this with these connection like that. If you press up, you would end up here. If you press left, you would probably end up here, right? What if the island is not visited yet and is a question mark? Can I still go with my cursor on it? Can I? Can probably just not interact. Can I select any island, like go and press up, 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 up until I see, oh, the island is that big? Can I only select between golden paths? Would the user be confused if I refused to make it possible to select a island you cannot fast travel? I would be there as a new player, and the first time I go through an exit, I never fully charged it. You play and play. At some point you decide to, because it's funny, fill up a path to Golden State, and now you're confused. Because until now, you were never able to select an island and go there. Now your cursor is in the island you exited. Speaking of which, can you travel back? Can you travel back? Oh my god, this is now hard. Can you travel back? I mean, game mechanic wise, no problem, but lore wise and so on? And the player jump down? Can it only rise up? I'm not even sure how the jump mechanic works, as in, how do I animate or show it? Is it just a teleportation? Is it just light? What is it? Go from one island to the next. Very hard. I guess I will not allow to travel back. If you want to travel back, you have to go. But then again, usability. Because if you want to travel back that badly, you just go back into the start area and then you can jump up again and then just select that way. That's a hassle though, right? I should make it so that you can jump back if the path is there. Yeah, let's make it possible. Okay, so jumping back is okay. I should write that down. Jumping backwards is possible. That makes me so nostalgic. That one phrase is very funny for me. It's extremely funny. There was I bet you guys know Tomb Raider. And in the second game, I mean, in all games there is a tutorial level in the mansion. Then the second one, outside, there is like this parkour thingy where you can learn how to control Lara Croft. And at one point, she talks about jumping and so on, and she's like, I also can jump backwards. And I'm like, no way! I like that part. Oh, and the wording was even, not also. It was, I even can jump backwards. Anyway. We still didn't figure out if we want to allow the player to select whatever island he likes. If I don't do it, I have a bad feeling, as in kind of surprising kind of way. Also, I think the music was loud, no? If you ever hear the music loud, you have to tell me so I can turn it down. That if we don't allow selection, that at some point, all of a sudden you have a selection. And I don't want to surprise the player, as in, what if he never understands that you actually can select another islands, and then you will be like, huh? But why can I not select the other, like the last island? I want to jump all the way up. Then you have to explain it to him somehow. And using dialogue for that is, I don't know, a drag. It is more complicated to explain the mechanic and to actually use it, because it is rather simple. You want to go between islands, power up the exit fully and make the path golden. On golden paths, you can select in between, which means you have to land on one island that has a golden path to somewhere else, be able to have the selection. And the more golden ones are connected with each other, the more you can select in one cluster. But yeah, explaining this is more like, for me it's easy to understand because I know what I'm talking about, but if I told this to my mom, she would be like, what? Right? Golden Pass? What? We don't want that. But the other way, if I make it so that you can select any islands would also make confusion, as in you can always go up and down, but at the beginning you cannot select anything. And then you go next, can never select anything. Even if you open many islands, you can never select the ones you have been before. And then you give up selecting because you just go to the next. And then all of a sudden, you have a golden path. Now you would be able to select, if you are on a golden path, another island, but you never test because you learned you can look, but you cannot select. However, that's also a problem. So we have the same problem on both options. I need to communicate this to the player somehow. How would I be able to make this so you would understand intuitively? If you're not someone that played many games like this before. I could make a visual cue, as in any island you can select has some kind of border around it that is animated or something, or maybe looks differently. Maybe they are not grayed out. Would you understand this though? Let's say in the first 2 hours you play, you never made a golden path before. Every time you went to an exit, it would highlight the next island in the chain, and you would just press the confirm button to go to the next island. All of a sudden, you have 2 golden paths connecting island A to B to C. And now, all of a sudden, 3 islands are actually, how to say, more visible, like not grayed out. Would you understand that you now can jump to that if everything else is grayed out? Would you understand that something is different on the map now? Do I need to add text to explain this mechanic? Yeah, right? They will be confused. Yeah, many games have some kind of manual integrated into them where you get every single mechanic that you get introduced as a page into that manual. But I never read those. I wonder, is there anyone reading these? Do you ever go back into the lexicon thingy you get in games and then go to the tutorial section to reread how a mechanic goes? Because I never do this. You do? I still rather have something intuitive than explaining it by text. I can still... Also, I think the cat is not visible here, right? If I have this background. Let me help you guys. Man, Paint, why are you, after so many years, still buggy? Amazing. Oh. But often I'm like, nah man, freaking guys, let's do this. Yeah, I mean, I can always add something like this. But I rather have it intuitive before I go and make manuals being a core element of the game. I rather have it a supplement. I say supplement. I say supplement instead of supplement. I mean, they don't even need to get it immediately. For me, it is enough if they get it eventually. I mean, I still have to explain the exits anyway. Maybe in that part, I can also explain that the more you power, the easier it is to traverse at whatever, and then explain it a little deeper. So we have paths that are normal and they get filled up with some silvery energy. And when they are filled, there is maybe golden energy that goes up, and if both are there, it's a sparkly golden path. If it's not filled up and there is a path, that means that it is just a path that you just discovered, but you cannot always take. How can I make something transparent in Paint? It's a problem now. Oops. Okay. Selectable. Unselectable. Undiscovered. This is like, of course, this is not the last thing, but just to keep in mind that we have this mechanic or element in our UI. Is that enough? Is this our concept? Am I missing anything? Yes, one thing we are missing, maybe? No, we are not. I just need to write it down, how we meant it. Yeah. Whole tree is rendered. Not whole tree is visible in window face. Player slowly scrolls up by going to next island. Undiscovered islands turn into selectable or highlighted islands when first visiting. Jumping to next makes them unselectable, unhighlighted, transparent or something. Grayed out. Powering up. Exits. Builds up. Path with energy indicated by silver or gold, maybe? Percentage of energy is represented in path fill. Start area island chain first hub and chain up, etc. Now I guess we have to find out how big a hub is And you will not be able to travel from one path to the other, I think, for now. You're in the offensive path. You cannot go to the defensive path. You have to fight inside the fire lightning part and not in the earth crystal part. Maybe there are secret islands that have different abnormalities, like they have a very, very strange element, even though you are in the offensive path, but I'm not sure. Start area, island chain, first hub, not hum. And so on. Screen is centered to selected island. Selection is movable if gold path is present and move in gold path clusters. Possibility of secret islands that are not shown, cannot even see undiscovered. As undiscovered. Anything else? Ah, maybe I should explain here. Player can go to any island that is in the gold path cluster, but is forced to go through paths that are not golden, forced to go through exits and their paths that are not golden. As in, if you go into an exit and it is not fully powered, the world map opens, but you have like no power to go back. You have to go through there. Now the thing is, at any moment you could just jump back. Am I overthinking this? Am I overthinking this? Should I make it always selectable? Am I making this cumbersome? Then the exit things would be like a feature that I have to put into the garbage too. I was just trying to catch the feeling in Jade Cocoon 2, you know? It was nice to go from one island and then try to squeeze through enemies. So you can't... No, I need to keep this because you should not be able to cheese through. If you lose, you have to lose your progress. Yes, my laundry is done. That's why beep beep. We need to... If you rush in and just are about to like collect orblings and so on, even though you're very underleveled and so on and you're just cheesing around, if you at one point lose a battle, you should not be able to come back to the same state easily without gold paths. So this is okay. This is intentional design, I think. Not even think. I know I want it to be like this. I don't want to make the game cheesable that easily. And I want to have some kind of natural flow, as in, if you're under-leveled, then you might want to return without losing the game, and you cannot come back to this place without mastering the other islands first. And if you are already strong enough, then there is no problem, right? You can just go through to the next one. The problem is only if you are overpowered and everything feels very easy and you don't want to grind for golden paths. But then again, I would say you only have to grind it once, and it's not that hard to grind it actually, because you probably just have to fight 5 to 15 enemies to make a golden path. And if you're strong, these fights will be very fast, I think. Okay. So am I missing anything? The scale of the map and so on, I don't want to play around here. I think we have to go into Unreal and see how the scale is. The whole map needs to be visible. There are many undiscovered islands which you will see. They may have their element patterns, but maybe sometimes I do change them. And if you discover them, you see the elements. Yeah, I should write that down actually. Discovered islands show elements on it as design or as indicator. We need to find out a good way for this. I think we might want to make the shape of the island that we will model at some point an icon like the donut and so on, and just make it so that you can see that the top part and the lower part are maybe different elements. The donut is just an example. It will be a neutral one since it is a training island. But in the further islands, maybe depending on how we design the island itself, maybe we can draw or render some kind of icon out of it, and also show the elements on it. Although it will be hard, no? If we do a render of the islands, we will never see the other side that clearly if we have it like in isometric view. We will always see the top part. So showing the other elements we have to do with some other things. Either an indicator or some kind of fog. And something needs to happen there, but I'm not sure how to do this. The art direction, I'm not sure. I just know what I want to display, but not how I want to display it. I might know in what way I want to display things, like there are question mark islands, but question mark could be just a grayed out island with a silhouette, or really just a question mark. That's the art direction at some point. let's go through again. Whole map visible. We have only a part of it visible because we are zoomed in with our selection. The selection is always the next island we would be going if we cannot select anything else. If we choose an exit, the exit already knows which island we will end up. So programmer wise, it will tell us, hey, you come from this world and you took this path. That means your destination is this island, and then automatically we are selected that. If it's undiscovered yet, it becomes discovered and is automatically selected. Then if we power up, if we go further up, our screen will follow the selection, maybe slowly following the selection instead of jumping in there, like flying there or something. Maybe just interpolating up, I'm not sure. If you select, then there's a fade out and then we come to the new island, whatever. There must be some kind of animation with whatever. However we are traveling between islands, I was thinking about being some kind of energy and then landing there, but that depends on the lore then. We'll see about that. But okay, so you travel like this upwards. At some point, your exit will lead to a hub world. A hub world should be automatically... Oh, should it be? From island to hub world, the path is not golden. But from hub world to the next islands, it is golden. So from the start area to the first island should be a golden path. That's interesting. We will need to be doing some explanations there at some point. Okay, so we have that. We come to the hub worlds. First we have to land there. And when we land there, we have 3 different exits, which lead us to different themed island chains that we have to all go through to power up the next exits and the other hub. But that's not part of the world map, I guess. Maybe. I will probably not even make so many islands yet. For now. Okay. So the last part that we have to keep is if you have golden path clusters that you can select islands between those golden paths, and these golden paths can be from one start area to the hub, whatever. If you perfect all the islands, then you can select between them as you like, until you see a path that is not golden. Then you can land on an island and make that path golden. All you have to do is fight Orblings and power it up. maybe that is some kind of objective of yours. Maybe you want to make the island trust you or something, I'm not sure. And I'm still not sure how to call these. The summoner that gets everything golden is respected by some kind of entity or something, I don't know. And then you have like whatever. I don't know. We have to see how the journey goes. But I think this should be what we have to implement now, no? So next time, I guess we will open up the good old GIF. No, not GIF, GIMP. And try our luck that it doesn't look extremely shitty. And then we have to go into UI and see how we can make this. It'll be very interesting. I have some ideas how I would do this, but one of the questions I have is, will I only show this part? Will I center all of this into center? I don't know. Is showing these paths too much information while you're in another one? I mean, I decided that it should be shown all the time, but man. I wonder if I ever have key events that you can accidentally skip by going through golden paths. What if you go in Hub 2, talk to some people, and now on the tutorial islands there's a person you can talk to which stops you or something. But yeah, I guess that's a little crazy to think, because then you probably just need some kind of indication that you have to go there or something. You would always miss it anyway. Is there anything else we should be considering, concepting here? I think we are pretty good for now for an initial world map, no? I think we are not missing anything majorly. All we have to do is discover islands, make paths for them. Oh yeah, how am I going to make the paths? Are they already integrated and I just show them? We'll see that. I guess I have to model the whole tree inside the UI interface. UI editor, I mean. Oh man, we will see. But I think, yeah, just having the islands to be discoverable, making them selectable when I have golden paths, showing some kind of indication that what elements are there. That should be for now be enough, no? I think. And the selection, that will be also funny. Oh, okay, maybe we have to think about the selection, because if we cannot select some islands and I press up and there's a fork, which island does it take? The first one that is not locked from left to right? What is in this case? If everything is golden, if I press up, it goes left. But for instance, if we, let's say, have the connection here instead, what would you do? What would you expect, Bevi? We are in this one. These paths are all golden. Like, I don't know how to indicate. I'll just make it like this, okay? These paths are in golden. Oh my god, I have to make actual clusters then. And you start here. And you jumped into another exit, but now you have the... you can choose to go up. If you press up, W, whatever, would you end up here or would you end up here with your selection? Because intuitively, I would go where the path is. Exactly. You would expect this one. But what if you are here? If you press up now, where would you be? You would probably be here, right? Maybe. How do you get here? Do I press right from here now? But there is no connection directly to him. Why did we end up here and not here when we didn't have direct connection? Right? How would we do this as a selection? If we only have 4 directional keys. No, we cannot do something very complicated. We can only use the arrow keys or WASD for this. But if I press right, what if I want to go down? Do I make something like this for our selection? W, S, A, D? Down arrow, but how do I get here then? Yes, right? It's not intuitive. I mean, I can't even use this, baby. We cannot use this because I might have an island constellation like this. Like this here. What do I do? Oh. What do I do? If I have like something ridiculously like this. So the only logical way to solve this is we forget about paths. You say mouse, but what if I want to release this on a console a player plays with a controller, I don't want to give them a cursor. Cursors with a controller is madness. I guess we have to do some kind of grid way. Like we have an invisible grid. Right? You say that, hello Martin, by the way, but it needs to work with mouse, keyboard and controller, and I don't want to make something very different for both. So I think if you are like here and press W and you have all of this in the cluster, it might want to just select this instead. And if you want to go here, you have to press D. Although then it would maybe just go here. So we have to get some kind of logic in here to solve this. Maybe I will solve it with a cursor instead. Maybe that is a better solution to this. I just have to somehow have a cursor and then I select this and then the screen goes there, I guess. Can you give me a example, baby, where this was solved? Because I think most games have it that way that it really doesn't matter about paths. And if it is, they are not that complicated. I wonder if... Do I remember any game having some kind of selection with paths, connections? Like Final Fantasy X has this level up thing, right? And it goes all crazy everywhere. Was that with a cursor? Or was that with a selection? Or was it a hybrid? Like if you go to a selection and then let go, it just snaps into it or something? But that was with the centered camera. Hmm. Forgot what it was called again. Fear grid. They are also just jumping to the next node they see. They don't follow a path, they just press it and they just jump there. Yes, but that is only to go to the next one, Bevy. There's only one path you take. In my case, you have like the freedom to go even further, you know? So if you have a selection, you can just press W or A to go into the next leaf in the tree, but it's not my case, sadly. Because we are not choosing to go one level. We're not choosing to go, do I go left or right? We are choosing as in left, right, middle, whatever, all of them. And I cannot just say W and then press enter and then W press enter to select the next. I guess we have to do something like this to snap to the next one that is the closest. Although this is like really snapping, you have no free control here. Or we just have a cursor, of course, where you just press it, click it, and then it just gets selected. Maybe that's the idea. Either we have to do a cursor, or we have to do some kind of... But that would be also some kind of thing. Yeah, I saw it, Bevy. I told you why I don't think it is what it in like the one in my case. As you can see, there is paths that are highlighted, which goes to the next area. I don't have that. I don't have just one jump. I have like, you can choose any of these. We don't go just one level, we just go, we can select this one or this one. And we are not selecting in between. We cannot just say, we go here, and then we select this, and then we select this. That's cumbersome. I mean, it would work, of course. You could be like, if you're here, you press A or D and then have the selection and press enter, and then the screen jumps there. And then you could select A or S or W or S and then press, and then the camera goes there again. We could do that, of course. But I feel like it's, I don't know. It's like too much clickety click. I mean, if you play it, you will learn it. I just feel like to get from this end, my thinking is we have like 4 hub worlds with a lot of islands in between. If you go from the start area to the top part, you have to be like press W, enter, press W, enter, press W, enter. It would be like, I don't know, man. And if I press W, should the selection be there already? No, because we want to choose the path. Like in your lamp game. Because if we press W and it would jump there already, that would mean that you cannot select the other path anymore. I think we are not overthinking it. I think this is a rather problematic thing in my game. And it needs an intuitive solution. If I go with the first thing that comes into head, then I might be investing in something that I don't want to keep. I mean, that's no problem, of course, we can always ditch something, but I'd rather have something that works from the beginning. It's part of the process. It is between the Final Fantasy kind of way, like this, where if you press D, you end up here. But I think, how do you get here then? Ah, you can go up and then right, of course, yes. So they are using it like in a grid. So either I do it like in a grid, like here. If you press D, it will take the first one that is closest. And depending on if 2 are closest, then it will take one in priority, like the upper one. Then you can press, I don't know, again and then come here or something, I'm not sure. Or we make a cursor, which would be maybe the easiest to understand and the hardest to implement. Probably. It is. Cursors or closest. But did you just see? He's not using just the arrows. He can actually fly and then let go and then it snaps there. For a controller, that's ideal. I guess we have to implement two things. If you're on PC with mouse and keyboard, you have a cursor where you can press on one island to the next and so on, and then the thing scrolls. Maybe you can even scroll with your mouse wheel or something. And if you have a controller, you also have some kind of cursor that looks maybe a little different, more like a selection here. And then you can fly it up. And if you let then go, it just snaps to the next best thing that it finds in the cluster. But what if you go up and there is no cluster in the Vinicity and you just want to explore? Maybe it only snaps when you're in a certain range of the node. Maybe you have to be close to a node and then let go, so it selects it. And if you're not close to it, then your cursor is just flying mid-air somewhere. I think that could feel alright, probably. You would be very fast to select wherever you want to go. You would just scroll with your right thumbstick the whole map and then just select with your left one, tap on it and then press confirm. And with mouse you could do the same with either with your mouse wheel and click and drag with the right mouse button and then select with the left one or something. And then we don't have to think about directional keys. Although it would be cool if you could do mouse and directional keys. But that's polishing. We have to get one main control and then we can think about having others to supplement. I wonder if I understood Martin's idea correctly. Let's read what he wrote again. Y cursor. With a controller you could make a hover and move like in a menu maybe. I'm not sure about what kind of menu he means, like a radial menu maybe? It does work in all cases. With mouse and keyboard you still hover when you hover the selected node. With keyboard and controller you don't have a cursor, but that's it. With keyboard and controller you select the nodes like in a menu. With a cursor you hover whatever. Select. I'm not so sure if I understood him. But yeah, I think I will do it with the idea of Final Fantasy X and a hybrid, something like that. That sounds like it is intuitive. Then we don't have to think about paths, or do we? I mean, yes, why not? Because if an island is not selectable, then we just don't snap on it with the controller. And with the mouse, maybe we just don't highlight it. Then we have the problem as in if we are a new player and discover islands for the first time where we don't have clusters, is it then confusing to just scroll around and then scroll back to where that one island is that you can actually select? I just need to make it very visually confirming that one thing is really clickable and other things are not clickable. That should be a visual thing, I think. Yeah, and I think it would be obvious, right? If everything up is black and the only thing you have is shimmering in your face, you will probably click the shimmering thing, no? Yeah, I think that's no problem then. I think we are okay with the initial design then. Maybe write that down. Keyboard and mouse. Select with mouse. Controller. Movable cursor that snaps to nearby selectable islands. And then you press confirm and then you get there. Mouse. If on selectable highlight island. Something like this. Let's see how far we can get in the coming days. I think I will call it a day here though. But did we actually think about everything? Consider exit energies, look up whatever. Yes, I looked at this as in the rings, outer ring, middle ring, inner ring. Controls, we looked at it. Quest is, I think, something that we consider at some other point. It's not relevant to today. Connections between powered ones, yes. We have like silver and golden connections now. UI layout, well, I think we will do this as we go, but probably we have like a world map that's going there, and then you have a window that you can scroll up and down. And there are no additional informations besides maybe control instructions. You don't have any points and so on to spend. At least I don't have anything planned on that. Scrollability, yes. Readability for why can't I select this island? Well, yes, highlights and being dark and so on. Since we have only mouse and keyboard or controller cursor, this should be easily manageable. Do we need to indicate boss last islands? We could. But that's also something that we just can keep inside this feature and then at some point consider it. Yeah, something like that. Something intimidating. Hello, Hugo. Hubs. I mean, yes, we have hubs, but I don't know how big they will be. Probably big enough to indicate that we have 3 different paths. Hello, Yummy. You guys just joined me at the end of the stream. I was going to go offline. I'm just checking my notes here. Bye bye. Islands. 2 elements. Well, yes, but I'm really not sure how to indicate them. This will be hard. Maybe I will solve this with real indications or some kind of fog or whatever. We will see. This is driving me nuts. What kind of information needs to be displayed? Only the islands. We figured. Maybe hubs do look like hubs. I don't know. But there, yeah, I mean, yes, pass. This is like obvious shit. Controls, quests. Yeah, I think we thought about everything on this list. And if it's not, then it's not relevant right now. Anyway. Baby. Martin. Hugo Yami. Thanks for tuning in. Baby, thanks for your feedback. Also, Martin. Everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.